Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough. It's America's favorite golf podcast, and it is a special From the Rough as we are live from the retreat in sometimes sunny, but today kind of chilly, breezy, and overcast Cleburne, Texas. I am IndyCar Tim, your normal host, and it is a Recap Monday, which means I'm supposed to be by myself, but I am not because it is a special, special episode. Joined alongside my body at this table is one PGA of America member, Mr. Johnny Gerber. Hello, Johnny. Welcome to your show.
Well, thank you. I know it's very they're not here. We got some wind weather, but bear with us, guys. We're going to have some great guests today. We're going to recap the Byron Nelson or whatever
You want to call
tournament that was.
Good God, what a joke.
You know, that was the Scotty Scheffler Invitational.
Scotty Scheffler.
So, yeah, so we a lot to talk about. Maybe we'll get into a little bit of what's going on in the next month. A lot of big events in the next month.
Yeah.
We can save that a little bit for Wednesday, but I know this time, as much as you hate Scotty Scheffler, it's going to be short and not sweet.
I don't hate Scotty Scheffler. I just don't think, I don't know how to put this. I don't even want to say, like I was joking earlier off the air, that he's not good for the tour. Of course he's good for the tour. He's a great dude. He's a wonderful golfer. I just think the product that they put on the field at the 2025 CJ Cup Byron Nelson at TPC Craig Ranch in McKenzie, Texas, in my freaking backyard, that product was damn near unwatchable for me. There's no excitement. There's no drama. The only drama was, will he break the all-time 72-hole tournament record, which he did. Right?
Well, there is excitement because all the people and pretty girls out there. So that's excitement. You had to take something out of it.
I'd like to take Scotty Scheffler out of it.
Well,
then we might have had
it was a real tournament. It was a real tournament if he wasn't playing. But he did play.
He did.
He did dominate.
Got his first win of the season.
And sometimes it's just home cooking.
I guess. But I tell you what, we talked to him on Wednesday when we did the preview about Lanny Watkins heading up the project to retool this golf course, to rework it, and he wants to make it harder for the pros. And Lanny Watkins, sir, you have your work cut out for you, because if they do this again next year after your retool and they still hit 20 to 30 under par, I may never watch the Byron Nelson again. It's just ridiculous. It was not exciting. It was not fun to watch for me. Maybe if you guys out there thought it was fun to watch, I would love to hear from you. The studio text line is still open, even though we are on the road today. It is 214-937-0569. We would love to hear from you. Or if you are watching the live podcast on our YouTube channel or Facebook or X, wherever you are, we would love to hear from you. Just please comment, tell us who you are, where you're from, and tell us how much you hate when Scotty Scheffler wins a tournament at 30 under par. I would love to hear from you.
Well, 31, don't cheat him. Don't cheat him. But a little bit of it too is ball in hand, soft conditions. Yep. And if you get these, first off, you hated the tournament from the start. Par 71.
Gross.
You knew what was, I thought it'd be 26 to 27, but when you throw that added soft conditions, ball in hands, these guys are just going to rip it up. It's just the way it is.
No, and look, I'm okay. The tournament's over. I'm still looking forward to the PGA Championship here in a couple weeks. We'll preview next week when we get into Wednesday's show, but or this week. But look, I've got the retreat. I've got a beautiful, beautiful setting. I'm going to play golf today.
You are going to play golf.
I'm going to play golf. We'll get plenty of videos and stills to show how silly I look in a collared shirt. For those of you that have never seen me in a collared shirt, Johnny's like,
"Who are you?
Do you have a collared shirt?
That's just like, who are you?
One. was like, yeah, I'll borrow one from a friend I have, I guess. I don't know. But so I'm here. I've got my drink in hand. I had my Red Bull earlier, and we're going to play some golf. I'm going to get a little instruction from PGA of America's certified instructor, Johnny Gerber.
They know that already. You don't have to say anything like that. But we apologize if the internet goes off. You can still hear us very well for all of our listeners and not video. But look how beautiful this landscape is. I always call this place Jurassic Park, because when I first got here, as my small tenure as a head golf professional at the retreat, I saw it's like lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
Yeah, that's right. And this is what it is. It's a beautiful property, and I'm so excited to be back for days, staying at the beautiful villas and being a part of this great event.
And we are here to represent Airway Warriors, a wonderful charity that our good friend Chris Kohler and his wife MacKenzie. Sorry, MacKenzie, I didn't prep very well. Kind of are a big part of, due to their son dealing with his heart ailments and issues since birth, and they've become a real champion for this charity and this cause, and we're going to talk to them a little bit later on the show about that and how you guys can help out if you'd like to help out Airway Warriors, and a little bit about this tournament and what it means and stuff like that. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but first we have to give the full attention to one
Scotty Scheffler
and the CJ Cup Byron Nelson. As you know, Johnny, there's going low. And then there's what Scotty Scheffler did over the week at TPC Craig Ranch, running away from the entire field at his hometown event. He left everybody in the dust. Everybody was just playing for second, third, fourth place. He got to 31 under at TPC Craig Ranch for an 8-stroke win over Erik van Rooyen in his first win of the PGA Tour season. We knew it would come. You kind of thought it's probably going to come in Dallas or in McKinney, because this course sets up really nice for him. But still, 31 under par ties the lowest 72-hole total in PGA Tour history, a 253 final score. It matches the record shared by JT at the 2017 Sony Open and Ludwig Oberg at the 2023 RSM Classic. And, Scheffler did get to 32 under at one point, but he couldn't finish it. So really, that was the only drama there on Sunday. Was he going to keep it at 32, or is he going to, it was bad.
Yeah, a little bit of the drama was, too, who's going to finish second.
Yeah.
Right? If you cut him out and you cut him out and he's like, okay, who's going to finish second? But if you look for guys like Erik van Rooyen and some of these guys chasing, that's important for them to get all those FedEx Cup points. And even though it was not a signature event, they're still getting points. And maybe Jordan Spieth doing what Jordan Spieth does when there's nothing on the line and he can't win a golf tournament. Look how low he went and kind of shot up that leaderboard. And maybe that gives Jordan a little bit of confidence going into kind of this month stretch. It's going to be just fantastic for golf with a signature event, PGA Championship, Colonial, and a signature event at Memorial.
So he held the lead after every round. Following his opening 10 under 61, he stands as the third wire-to-wire winner in tournament history, and the first since Tom Watson in 1980. Johnny, back when golf was golf, all right, 1980, maybe my favorite era, the 80s of golf. He now holds the Byron Nelson scoring record as well after besting K.H. Lee's 26 under mark from 2022. Making his victory even more meaningful, Scotty Scheffler made his PGA Tour debut at this tournament 11 years ago. They showed some footage of him as a 15-year-old on the tour.
He looked the same.
He
looked like a grown man.
A little skinnier. He did have the 5 o'clock shadow already at 15, though.
He could paint that on.
And they noted that he had to hurry up. Of course, he could not collect the $50,000 share that he had won because of his amateur status, but they noted that he had to hurry up and get back home after the Sunday round 11 years ago because he had a chemistry exam the next day that he had to study for in high school.
They really do teach good stuff in high school in Texas.
I've never heard of chemistry.
Just because you didn't go to class doesn't mean they other people don't learn.
You want to know my two? So when I was a senior, when I was in high school, you only had, I think you have to have 3 now. You only had to have here in Texas 2 years of math Do you know what 2 years of math I took to help me graduate high school at the Colony High School in 1989?
Don't say algebra because you're not smart enough.
Nope, I never got
Don't
that
say
high.
don't say calc.
No, here are my two. I took because I actually they placed me in algebra my freshman year because they thought I was advanced. Boy, did I show them they were
You
wrong.
did. Yeah, that.
I got bounced out of algebra with a 31 on our first 6 weeks grade.
31 out of 100.
Out of 100. My scoring average was 31, which is great for golf, not so much for your math in school. But so they bounced me, put me in pre-algebra.
Didn't help.
Helped a little bit because I was able to pass. So then
What'd you get? 32.
So then I got a 72 because I passed. I passed it for the year.
Was there like 3 questions?
So then I had to have a second year. They wanted to put me in algebra. And I'm like, no, I'm not going back to algebra. Give me another. So they had a class for freshman dummies. I'll go ahead and say it, called Fundamentals of Math.
Math is fundamental.
And I took Fundamentals of Math my sophomore year to pass my 2 math classes.
I think there was a commercial about that. Math is fundamental. You ever see? Were you like on that?
No,
like,
reading is fundamental.
Well, they had math is fundamental too. After the reading part kind of caught on.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, no, math was not fundamental for me by any stretch.
Okay.
But I passed. That's all that matters. So Scotty Scheffler took his whatever calculus or chemistry or whatever it was. I don't care. He's a dummy in my book.
So it's needless to say, Scotty Scheffler's a little smarter than you.
Well, he's not anymore, but he probably was at 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll challenge him to any trivia any day of the week.
Well, we certainly know he can shoot 31 under par, so that's something neither two of us at this table can do.
I probably couldn't shoot 31 over par right now. We're going to find out a little bit later.
We'll find out in a little bit, won't we?
On the retreat golf course here. I can't wait to get out there, man, and swing the club. I'm going to be sore tomorrow.
You will.
I haven't swung a golf club since like November.
Well, you might be sore from playing golf, but you might be sore also from falling over a little bit later on, misered up.
We'll see. I still have to do a show in the morning. I can't get too misered up.
What has stopped you before?
Fun if I could come out here and do it if the weather permits.
Yeah.
I don't know. The internet sucks.
There's no reason for you to get up super early in the morning, is there? Or you ain't going to be able
9 o'clock.
Hey, we got a beautiful villa. Why would you want to leave
That's
that?
true. I have to do it out of there. So Scotty's victory represents his first of the 2025 season following a 2024 campaign that, of course, included 9 wins worldwide. He now has 14 tour wins on the PGA Tour, all of which have come over the last 4 seasons, and one more than Jordan Spieth, his fellow Texas Longhorn star, who finished 4th on Sunday. After rounds of 61, 63, 66, Scheffler entered the final 18 holes with an 8-stroke lead at 24 under. And when they started on Sunday, I was like, MFer's going to get to 30 under for the turn. I knew it was going to happen. And there was a lot of stuff going on Sunday for me to watch. I had lost interest in this thing super, super quick. Turned it over, watched some IndyCar, watched some Formula One, watched some NASCAR, watched some hockey, by the way. Go Stars as they eliminate their opponent in 7 games to move on. The Colorado Avalanche. Go Stars. Full bore NHL season right now, but we're talking PGA Tour, but we'll let it slide. But Johnny, do you think, number one, let me ask you 2 questions here. Do you think this run, that these low scores are good for the game, first of all? And I know it's not on every tournament, but sometimes when you have all conditions meeting properly, you'll get something like this. And is this something Scotty Scheffler can maintain through his youth, at least?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I certainly don't think he can maintain when it comes to that. I mean, how he is playing. I mean, you were surprised more than anything else. You're kind of bad mouthing a little bit. How come it's taking him so long to win? Coming into May. Yeah. I think we got spoiled with the Scotty Scheffler of the last 2 or 3 years. Him winning so early, him winning so often. And I think just that aspect of it, waiting so long, maybe the trials and tribulations that's happened in December and January, things like that. Having a child certainly is going to, priorities. Even though that he does say this priorities is still golf and things like that, but it certainly does change you. Not coming from experience. Trust me, it's not coming from my past experience.
I got enough kids for the both of us.
But yeah, I mean, listen, that's why you don't play golf, right? Because all your 47 kids that you have. But that being said, I think we just got spoiled. Is it sustainable the last couple years that Scotty has? No. I mean, the 2 eras that we've kind of seen with Tiger Woods getting spoiled with him and the dominance that he had, and then now Scotty Scheffler potentially separating himself from the field. I think that's
I always cheer to win. And when I say that, anything in double digits under par to me is too much. If that's the case, this happens consistently, you got to do something to the course to make it harder for the guys. And I don't know that it's fun for the guys actually out there playing. Like, I'm sure he enjoyed making his 31 under, but when it's that easy on you, that easy for you, it's not a challenge, right?
Well, I don't think that. I think these guys love making birdie. I don't think they like the conditions, the stop and the start. And you got to look at,
right.
There was an 8-hour delay there that kind of hurt. That's why we didn't have any matchups. But we did cash a ticket, which was great. Sam Burns coming in late, which was very, very difficult for us. But a week that we just didn't like. But when you have that type of AWC, players hate it.
Yeah.
They just hate it. They stop and start, but it's just part of playing an outside sport. They're used to it, but that doesn't mean that they like it.
Yeah, and I mean, like with any athletes are very superstitious, and they have their routines
for sure.
And when they get out of that routine because of weather delays or really anything, then it messes with their brain, messes with their mind. Honestly, it did not affect Scotty Scheffler the way it did some of the other guys. Let's run down the list here, Johnny, and grade some of the guys that also, we'll call them also rans, because good God, nobody could hang with Scotty. Eric Van Rooyen at 23 under. Think he acquitted himself nicely in the final pairing alongside Scheffler. He was never a real threat to take him down. I think he got to within 6 strokes on Sunday, and before the lead ballooned again, he made some mistakes. Scotty just made a string of birdies there that just separated him again. But, Van Rooyen, his name now, he's still outside the top 125. He's battling for his status to just outside the top 50, battling for positions for the playoffs. I gave him an A because I didn't see this coming at all from him.
He's a guy that's hot and cold. I mean, he's a past winner a couple times on the PGA Tour. Very talented guy. He usually plays well in kind of smaller field events, right? Like alternate field events. He's had some really good success. For him to finish second with a lot of points, he has go. He did collect $200 as the Monopoly man. So give him his. I know you don't like his draws.
I hate those pants he wears.
So skinny jeans. I think you're just jealous.
I
just think you're jealous.
But whatever.
He's a world-class player. Listen, the guy is a world-class player.
I don't mind him as a golfer. I just don't like his style. I don't like the way he looks. His face makes me angry. I want to punch something when I see him.
Why are you wearing your hat backwards? You talk about style.
Because it's windy. I'm afraid it'll blow off.
It won't blow off. You got a headset on.
Sam Stevens rocketing up the leaderboard with a 64 on Sunday. He atoned for a terrible 70 on moving day to place his name atop the leaderboard with some notable golfers. He's 28. It's the second top 3 finish on the PGA Tour this season. And it's the most he's ever had during a single season. And he's still looking for his first career win, but I think he made strides this past weekend on a really easy course. Yeah. You look at a guy that's one of the longest hitters on the PGA Tour. I mean, you shoot 1 under par on moving day, you're not moving, you're getting ran over. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. You got to make that move on Saturday. That's why it's called moving day for a reason. And it kind of missed the pace of kind of having a little bit more contention of winning the golf tournament. Right. And then from there, Scotty just blitzed it. Scotty did know this week. He did know this week. No, Scotty knew. Jordan Spieth at 19 under in 4th place. Don't look now, Johnny, but Spieth is starting to Spietherize. 3-time major champion maneuvered his way through TPC Craig Ranch, courtesy of some high-quality ball striking the first 3 days before he kicked up on Sunday. His final round 62 pushed him from outside the top 20 to inside the top 5 for a second such result this year. He now has 4 straight finishes inside the top 20, only a couple of weeks now ahead of the PGA Championship, the lone major missing from his mantle. So, of course, with the recent triumph of one Rory McIlroy with the career Grand Slam, do you think that's going to help push Jordan a little bit? Seeing, look, this thing is attainable. People can still do this. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean,
You think it's coincidence that he played well on the weekend when he didn't play with Scotty? Because the first 2 days he did play with Scotty, and he looked like, compared how Scotty was playing, he looked like he was playing JV golf.
Yeah.
It just did. And then once he got maybe out of his shadow a little bit, Jordan just kind of played so well on the weekend. But Quail Hollow is a really good golf course for Jordan Spieth. It is. I mean, it's going to be generous. Rough's going to be up. And he's had some success there. But do I think just he saw Rory win the career Grand Slam is going to motivate him? Maybe a little bit. Karma, I'm not really sure when it comes to that. But I wouldn't surprise me if he contends at the PGA.
See him contend.
He might be on our card. He might. A little teaser.
Little teaser for the PGA Championship card that Johnny will put
teaser
out that week. Sam Burns at 17 under finished T5. He had a really bad Florida swing, but he found a little something in recent weeks with back-to-back top 20 finishes. His putter continues lethal while the iron play still needs to improve, but the good news is that he's making progress on that this year. For a guy who's been a part of 3 straight American teams since the 2022 President's Cup, it's crunch time for him. He heated up around this time last year. He has to do it again. What are you thinking about Sam Burns this time of year?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of fool's gold that how well he played on Sunday to creep up to finish in that top 10, but it didn't hurt my feelings because we had him in the top 10, and we cashed the ticket, so that was great. The only ticket this week that hurt us a little bit, no matchups like we said, but he better giddy up and go if he wants to make that the Ryder Cup team.
Yep, for sure. T15 at 15 under. Another Dallas Siwoo Kim. He shared tee time with Spieth in every round. He did well considering how he performed on the greens. He's still without a consistent stroke with his putter. He carried his way into the top 20 thanks to another stellar week from T. His game is conducive to low-scoring affairs at the moment, given the state of his putting. But when he gets that going, he could have an eye on some wins. I gave Siwoo Kim a C. I didn't like the way he played this week.
Yeah, a little bit. I followed him a couple weeks ago at the Heritage. I didn't like the way he was driving the golf ball, but it's a very difficult place at Heritage to kind of gauge these guys' games just because how difficult of a driving place it is. I thought he would perform a little bit better. It's his home golf course when it comes here. That's where he plays and practice here. He lives in Dallas, and I thought C's about right.
And then finally, my only F, Johnny, of the week, since contending at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, Tom Kim has all semblance of a game of golf, of his form, of everything. He missed the cut. He continues. He's down to FedEx Cup standings at the halfway point of the season. Tom Kim, you get a big fat F for this week. Boo.
Did you meant to do that on purpose? Big fat and then say F?
Yeah.
So this is what happens when you talk so much shit on the TGL stuff.
Gross.
You don't. He's a guy that doesn't transcend the hitting into the screens. Doesn't make your PGA Tour career any better. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Start calling him Fat Kim.
You should.
Fat Kim.
He's getting there.
Fat Kim.
Don't look at me.
He's eating all that good food over there in Dallas and hanging out with I think he goes to Cocina and get those Mambo taxis.
Mambo taxis.
We do.
Don't we, Chris Kohler?
Speaking of Mambo taxis. Let's take a break and get the big guy on here.
We are from the right here on FanStream Sports live from the retreat in Cleburne, Texas, getting ready to talk some Airway Warriors with some special guests coming up. We will be back if I do that.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
PGA of America member, Mr. Johnny Gurr.
Boring to you, I'm in. I am in.
For coming to do a live broadcast, it's a dime that he found on. Anyway. The retreat about a very special event we've got going today. Chris, I'm going to play a little golf a little bit later. I'm hoping I don't tear the course up too much for you.
You're playing with the superintendent. He's not going to let you.
Are we allowed to take divots?
Well, it just depends. He's going to get you. He's going to get.
Let me take them home with us.
Please put sand in those divots.
Oh, what's sand?
It's that stuff that you hit out of a bunch of when you're on the greens here.
When I'm on the beach. That happens a lot. Chris is here to promote the retreat. He's here to promote Airway Warriors and the special event we've got going today. Chris, tell us kind of what this is and how it all got put together.
Well, my wife will be on actually after this a little bit, but and she can talk.
The boss. That's the boss.
She's the boss. She's way smarter than I am. she's the one that's she's even responsible for this golf tournament. I'm the host. She's done.
You're the pretty face, bud.
I'm the face of the franchise.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's Shadur Sanders over here.
But we're awfully proud of something that we've literally put together in 2 months. My son was diagnosed with tracheomalacia and a wrapped artery around his trachea, and so they actually had to go into open heart surgery plus a surgery through his back in order for him to be able to breathe properly.
Wow.
I think the first surgery was 6.5 hours. The second one was 8.5. But he's doing great now. We're working towards seeing some specialists on maybe a couple other things we might have to address. But he has literally blossomed in the last 3 months. It's been incredible to see. And so as you said, we're having a tournament to advocate for people like my son with the charity Airway Warriors. We partner with 2 other families and Cook Children's Hospital here in Fort Worth. And essentially all the money that we're going to raise today is going to go towards children like them and their recovery and things that we can do to help those families along the way with the surgeries that are necessary to make these things happen. So.
Nice.
Well, first off, thank you for letting us be a part of this. When we started talking about this a couple months ago, and you start knowing your things that's going on with your son, that hits home to me, just obviously with the conditions that we've been through in terms of anything you have with a heart condition, things like that. It really hit home. With all your responsibilities that you have here at the retreat as the general manager, making this place as special it is, how do you take time from your daily responsibilities to put into something that you're going to be a part of for a long time? Where do you see this thing going? Obviously with this being a special place, how do you see this thing growing in the future?
Well, like I said, we really hit the ground running pretty quickly on this. And like I said, we only advertised for 90 days, maybe 2 months at most. And, the fact that we got 100 players in our first tournament right out of the gate
remarkable.
Just shows you the amount of support that our family was given throughout this time, but also the awareness that my wife and the 2 other families that we collaborated with, raised the awareness and stuff like that. I think next year, the sky's the limit. I think it's 2 shotguns. I think it's 240 players when we get a full year to do this and raise more money for Cook Children's and the awareness of these kids that are, I didn't know anything about tracheomalacia until my son was diagnosed. It's not talked about very much. And it's a very serious condition. I mean, every time my son was sick, he ended up in the ICU because he couldn't breathe right. And so stuff like that, and the more we get this out in the open and stuff like this, and thank you for having me on the podcast to get this into ears across the country, so this is a real privilege for me. So thank y'all.
Yeah, this is great. You mentioned next year hoping to boost some numbers out here and continue this thing. Is this something you think you guys are going to keep doing year after year after year, and just to promote it and raise a little money and raise some awareness?
Absolutely. We're talking about stuff more than just a golf tournament as well. We're talking about doing a run-a-thon kind of thing, sign up and how many miles can you run and all that kind of stuff to donate to charity. And
sounds like a lot of work.
I ain't participating in that one. I can promise you that. I'll meet you in Mikasina for
I think you two should stick to the golf stuff. I think the running marathon aspect, you'll pass on that one. I think you'll pass on that.
I think I'm out.
That's a passion of Mama's. She's a marathon runner. She's run a couple of them, and so she's always loved to run. So I think she's trying to do something that's in her passion as well. So, she loves to play golf, but running's definitely her deal. So we're trying to do. Not everybody's a golfer. So a golf tournament can't reach everybody, but we're trying to reach as many people as we can.
Not everybody can golf, but everyone can caddy.
This is true.
See? This is probably what I should be doing.
That's exactly what you should be doing.
I should be doing.
Well, with your daily dues, you certainly brought a great backdrop to us today. I mean, if you look out here, for you guys who've never been to the retreat here in Cleburne, Texas, you're missing out on a treat when it comes to golf.
A retreat.
Give us a little bit of history and a little bit of background about this place. Where do you see this place going forward with your retreat? I know I've been here affiliated with you guys for a little bit over a year now, and it's been a special place to me, and it'll continue to be a special place. Where do you see this place going in the future with your leadership, which is great leadership? If you guys don't know him, I revere him as one of the best golf professionals that I know in the country. He's taken on a project here that with his leadership is only going to be continue to be better and better. Where do you see this place in the future here at the retreat?
I think the bones are here. I arrived at a great spot, but the thing is the bones, it needs some blood, it needs some life, it needs some upgrades and things like that. And, I'm privileged enough to have an excellent superintendent, Nate, who keeps the golf course in immaculate condition. The main thing is honestly, before I even applied for the job here, I hadn't heard of this place. It's so unknown. Honestly, I think the more eyes we get on this place could be honestly a top 25 property in Texas.
Yeah, I agree.
And so it's just getting the word out there, and so we've, platforms like this and the Golf Central magazine article that's going to be coming out here on the 25th anniversary that you wrote, which I'm excited to see come out. I think will just do wonders for us. I mean, I'm privileged enough to have kind of a setup here to where I've got plenty of funding and things that I need to do to make this place as special as it needs to be, with the highest end finishes, the nicest range balls, the nicest golf course, the best staff and service that we need. And my bosses and parent company are 100% behind me on this. And so we're gonna take this place to new heights in the next couple of years for sure.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, well, certainly with your leadership, it's going to thrive. If you can keep guys like him out of here, man, I think you'll continue to thrive at this
Extend
place,
the life
man.
of the course for sure.
You'll continue to live. Well, buddy, we appreciate you jumping on, man. It's going to be a special day and a special place, and continue what you're doing out here. And I know a lot of people around the country are going to continue to support you, the Airway Warriors, in the retreat. And thank you for having us out today. I'm looking forward for a great day.
No, I appreciate you guys. And if I could just say one other thing, because I want to get my bonus too. Sky Scheffler.
Yes, of
We're
course.
not paying for that. We're not paying for that.
Kohler, and for those of you that don't know, he gave us our greatest and our most favorite drop here as we play this often.
Sky Scheffler.
Because I usually refuse to say his name, so I usually just hit the button. And Johnny's like, I got to pay him $5 every time you do that. So your check's in the mail.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, it's right there. That's the first payment. That little dime right there. That's your first payment. Yeah, split that.
I just lost
Cut it
my
in
bonus. I just lost my bonus. All right, that's good. It's for a good cause. All right, we are from the rough right here on FanStream Sports. We're going to be back to talk to MacKenzie Kohler a little bit about Airway Warriors.
We got Randy Watson coming up.
Yeah, Randy Watson,
owner of Watson Boots.
Can't wait to talk to him. We are from the rough right here on FanStream Sports. We'll be back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central magazine: Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
There, you should know about it. The original Bob welcomes you at either of his 2 locations, Bob's on Lemon Avenue or the sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Back at you. More FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. We apologize for all of our technical situations. We kind of set y'all up for that at the very beginning of the show, as we are live on location, kind of out in the country in the middle of the boondocks, and I don't even know if they have internet out here, but we got those squirrel and the little wheel in there.
There's a mouse in there that we had to feed some cheese to to get spinning that wheel so we can get going.
Yeah, he's working overtime right now, but that's fine. We're going to continue on now with our next guest here live from the retreat in Cleburne, Texas, as we are out here in support of Airway Warriors and the charity golf tournament that I will be playing in and embarrassing myself horribly as Johnny gets all the videos and pictures for us to post on our social media. It's a little chilly out here.
A little chilly. That doesn't hurt you.
Isn't a big deal.
No, it isn't. It isn't a big deal for you.
It's not. Our next guest, special thanks to Chris Kohler, GM out here of the retreat, for popping on, talking to us a little bit about the location, the area, the club, and all that goes along out here. Now we would like to introduce Mr. Randy Watson, owner of RWatson Boots.
RWatson Boots, yes, sir.
Well, that's awesome, Randy. We appreciate you popping on here, and you're going to play a little bit later here in the charity tournament.
Yes, we've got a team involved. One of our retailers is out here with us today.
Nice. Well, that'll be fun. You don't have to worry about me. I'm about so just,
You're 2 up.
Make sure you play behind him so he doesn't hit into you, buddy. That's the main thing. And, thanks for jumping on. I know you've been a member here for a couple years now, and you've been around this Dallas-Fort Worth area for a long time, grew up in Houston. Yep. What, coming from your old club and coming to here, what was the draw that you brought you here to the retreat? And obviously with the landscape that's beautiful, I know the guys here are fantastic. What is the draw that most people don't know about the place that would bring people out here to the retreat? You
would think just minutes from the Metroplex, literally now with the Chisholm Trail Tollway. Tollway was a game changer. You can get out here in 30, 45 minutes from Fort Worth, and you feel like you're in the Texas Hill Country. I mean, we bluffs and cliffs and undulations, and just you told me about the greens when you first saw them. You said, on this one hole, and so it's an incredible golf course.
And with your success in the business world and coming out here, this is kind of when they say the retreat, it's a very great name because people can come out here and breathe a little bit. Well, let's go back a little bit in terms of you're in the business world. You're kind of a pioneer in the world of boots with your experience with Justin Boots as the years and years, and then kind of branching off to yourself. What was that decision that you made in the business world of boots to kind of go off on your own? I mean, that's a risky decision for a lot of people to branch off on their own. How did that decision kind of come about? And moving forward with your RWatson Boots, where do you see that is going on in the future?
Well, we're real excited for this opportunity personally because I get to bring my sons into the business and create something. As you mentioned, I've been in the boot business since 1980, so I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've learned from my lessons, and I've been blessed to be around the Lucchese family, and the Llamas and Mr. Justin and people, Mr. Enid at Nakona. So I've been able to see the best of the best, and I can go back and think of how did we make really high quality boots in the 80s and 90s, and today's, there's a lot of, people believe you got to put a cushion on, just the fine materials at a good value. I mean, it's kind of, I would like my legacy to be that everyone got quality, used to keep it going. I think it made me feel good.
Yeah. Well, as any country boy knows, there is nothing better than a good fitting pair of boots, man.
Exactly.
And I've got, I have a pair of Ariats that I swear by, that I love, that I've had for about 15 years. Yep. The longer I wear them, and not, I know that's a competitor technically, but the longer I wear them, I'm more trying to say this for boots in general, is, the longer I wear them, the better they fit and the better they feel. And that's just, it's a testament to the guy. Johnny's never ever owned a pair of boots, and we got to get him in some boots.
Well, we talked the first time I met Randy. He's like, "Where are you from?" I said, "Well, I'm originally from Ohio, lived in Dallas, but came here from Florida." And he's like, "Yeah, have you ever had a pair of boots?" I said, "No, sandals are boots in Florida. That's just what we do in Florida. Those are a pair of boots." He said, "Well, we got to change that." I said, "Well, the only boots I would wear would be the RWatson boots when it comes to that." But certainly the experience that you had in any type of business, you certainly learn from your mistakes. And we had a pretty good conversation the first couple of times that we met and played golf. And I asked you about your online presence, and you're like, we didn't really explore the online presence because I want that personal touch. The consumer itself. How did that kind of come about? And, when you said the quality and you want to get the personal relationship, is that the mantra of the business? Where we want to stay the personal service, family business with bringing your sons in. Is that moving on in the future? Is that how you see it, to stay in that spectrum?
Quality, tremendous value, and a family, take care of, treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And, we've been blessed to be able to make from everybody, the first time boot buyer, first time they bought ours, they said, "I've never had a new boot feel this good on my foot." So that was checking that box. And in response to selling direct, we're trying to be a good partner to the retailer. Retailing is a tough lifestyle. Yeah. And I don't feel right competing against them for the sale. Yeah. I mean, I want to be the best partner I can be to the retailer and make the consumer the best boot that we could possibly make. Yeah. And there's something a little slimy about selling direct. I don't know. That's probably not the right word.
Yeah. I think it is. And, it's if here at Fanstream Sports, and I've learned this from Johnny, who's a tremendous businessman himself, it's easier to be partners with people than it is to be their enemies,
And I just want to focus on making boots. Yeah. If I do my job of making the highest quality boot out there at a great value, let's get those boots out to the people.
It's just easier that way. Yeah. Everybody gets along.
Well, your business model is certainly admirable, and I wish that a lot of other business people kind of created those values in the business model for you. So, listen, much success to you. I know it's going to happen. I got these Nikes on. I don't consider them boots, but maybe I'll be able to get a pair of boots one of these days instead of these old Nikes.
Do you have any jeans?
I do have jeans.
Okay,
well, they're not skinny jeans. They're not skinny jeans, but I don't have the Wranglers, buddy. But I do have a couple pairs of jeans for sure.
We gotta have those too.
Yeah, definitely got. They're not the press. Do you have pressed jeans like when you go to the dry cleaners and you see the press?
No, I've never creased my Wranglers.
Okay, I've seen that before, and that was a little bit interesting.
Those are city cowboys that do that.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Maybe not. But I never liked that look. George Strait did that back in the day. I don't know if he still does or not, but creases jeans.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He pulled it off.
He pulled it off.
Yeah. He's probably the one that pioneered that look. So
I'm pretty sure anything he does is all right. Old George Strait's done well. But Randy, hey, thanks for popping on. Thanks for supporting the Airway Warriors charity, man. Listen, you've been since I got here at the retreat, you've been good friends to me, and anything that I can do for you, which is zero. I mean, listen, you're on the up, and your business model and how you treat people around here and do things is very admirable, man. And I appreciate everything you do for this place. Friendship to me and your friendship to Chris Kohler. So enjoy the day, buddy. And then we'll see you a little bit later on.
Thank you.
Thanks for popping on, buddy. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Yes. We are From the Rough. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. We're going to take another break and get MacKenzie Kohler on to talk a little bit about Airway Warriors and a little more in depth than what her husband Chris could do.
She's the real king at this one.
She's the real king.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these two Bob's, each run
just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History. Grip it and sip it. Go ahead, GolfCentralMag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at GolfCentralMag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal. Maybe to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Coming back at you now.
Welcome back to From Dream Sports. We are live from the retreat.
Pretty rare. It's more common in premature babies because their girls don't develop. Crawford wasn't a premature baby, just happened for a reason. But we're learning that have kids with tracheomalacia just because of the Airway Warriors.
What is happening over here?
I'm just so perplexed about how bad you're going to embarrass me today if we're allowed to come back. Luckily, we got the boss here.
Yeah,
that
I'll see what I can do.
she's going to allow you to come back so far.
Well, I promised I would wear season pants this time.
Well, thank you. But because we've known each other for a long time, and being around your family, blessed family, and things like that, I know this was not having kids myself. I've kind of taken this a little bit on my shoulders with some of the personal struggles health-wise that I have had. So when you guys decided to do this event, it was something really dear to my heart. And thank you for letting us be a part of this.
We're so glad you're here.
I certainly know, as strong as Crawford is, he didn't get it from Chris. He got it from you. So I already know that from first off. So he's not going to kid anybody from that. So not to get too far back, his condition was. I know you guys are going back and forth thinking what it was. How did the doctors really kind of figure out this is what it was? How do we treat it? Because it's something that's very new and very rare.
Yeah.
How did that process kind of come about?
So he didn't get diagnosed until his first birthday. I think because a lot of doctors just didn't know what was going on. There's not a ton of research around tracheomalacia, so it's kind of a new thing that there's different treatments. But around his first birthday, they put him under anesthesia for a procedure called a bronchoscopy, and they go in and they have a camera that looks at their airway, and so they could see that Crawford's just totally collapsing. There was times if he coughed, it would collapse percent, but there's also times when he was just kind of breathing that it would collapse about 90%.
Sure.
So anytime he'd get just like a cold, he'd go into respiratory distress. He couldn't get the mucus up, so it would turn into pneumonia. It was awful. There's nothing like seeing your kid struggle to breathe.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, on top of that is what you're doing certainly for awareness of what is going on. Listen, I know there's a lot of mothers around that's listening to this, and the people around that the support and the acknowledgement of what this really is. It's going to help a lot of people, certainly, for sure. And what you have done in the past 2 months as a golf professional, as your husband's friend for sure, but I don't want to say employee. He is amazed on top of me what you have done in the last 2 months to bring this tournament, what your first idea was, and then now come to fruition. Sure. It's amazing. Good for you. Listen, it's just really amazing to me in terms of that. We couldn't have done it ourselves as golf professionals, and we ran a million tournaments, right?
Sure.
So what you have actually done to bring awareness, bring the love you. Thank you for that. You're an amazing person. We appreciate everything, and thanks for jumping on.
Is there a website where somebody can jump on to find out more and maybe donate aside from not being involved in the tournament?
Sure. So our social medias, honestly, even just following us on social media is huge right now. I keep telling myself, we're a teeny tiny charity, like we're just getting off the ground. But if I can help
right now
one family, then I've done a good job.
And just awareness, right?
And just the awareness around the condition. But following our Instagram, following our Facebook, we have a Venmo. It's at Airway Warriors. You can donate there. Any help is just incredible for us.
You hear everybody? Donate. Venmo. They do take Venmo. That is a real thing, Tim. Tim.
Venmo?
Venmo. You do?
I get paid every month on Venmo.
By who?
Not you.
Well, okay. Well, I got to give you cash because you got to try to hide that stuff.
I do. I'm very shady.
Well,
I got to pay cash for my pants that I apparently have to wear today.
You do. Like, no one wants to see those legs.
Nobody wants to see these legs.
That is for sure. Well, MacKenzie, thanks for jumping on. It's going to be a great day, no matter what the weather does.
It'll go to the north. We'll be fine.
It's going to be a great day. Over 100 people in 2 months that have come out to support this cause. Thanks for everybody to be out there. If you really want to donate, please go to the Venmo. What's the Venmo again? What's the website again?
At Airway Warriors.
At Airway Warriors.com. Please support. Please log on. They have some great t-shirts. They got hats, things like that. Please jump on. Please purchase some merch. It's just a fantastic cause. And again, thank you for everything if you've done the awareness, and it's going to be a great day.
And we'll be back next year.
You won't be back next year.
I won't be invited, but I may show up.
Well, please don't say that. Please. I got to do this again next year. Come on. I think this year is enough. Come on.
But we want to hear about all the growth and stuff that the foundation goes through and the charity goes through. And,
great.
Can't wait. Yes, everybody check it out at Airway Warriors on on Venmo. Every little bit helps.
Every little
And
bit.
follow them on social media. That helps too. Thank you, MacKenzie.
Yes.
Thanks,
Thank you
MacKenzie.
so much.
She gets an applause. There you go.
Take us home, bub.
We are from the rough. We want to thank everybody that let us. We'll let Johnny. I tagged along. I wasn't really invited, but
That's right.
everybody that let us come out here. Ooh, lightning. Watch out, Johnny. There's lightning.
I can't be out there.
No.